Monday night, everybody. We've wrapped up the weekend. Temperature-wise, we're sitting in the 80s at this hour, and we saw a high near 100 degrees today, which did mark the 15th day at or above 100 so far this summer. And last month, in the month of July, it was pretty cool. We had some rain, we had a little bit more cloud cover, but now August is back. I mean, we're looking at temperatures way above average. The heat is in full force. This is the hottest time of year, and today's numbers reflected that. You can see today's high at 100 degrees. 97 is the normal, where we should be stopping in the afternoons. And then well away from the daily record, you can see right there is 106 back in 1936. So today's high was nowhere near the record, but still a hot day nonetheless. Our morning low is 81, so even the early morning hours, the overnight temperatures were extremely warm. They even dipped down into the 70s. We see that 80 to 81 in San Antonio. Okay, summer so far, 15 days at or above 100. 75 was the total last year. So it just shows, and good contrast, that last summer was just excessively hot. It's been hot this summer too, but when you compare it to years like 23, 2022, even 2021, it hasn't been as hot. Obviously, we have our days where it's extremely humid, but really temperatures so far this summer hasn't been that bad. And despite a high temperature of 100 today, not as bad as this time last year, where I think our triple digit count was right around 44 to 45 this time last year. And again, we wrapped up with 75 last year, triple digit days. Okay, temperature wise, 90 feels like 95. Humidity still a big factor, but it is coming down slightly. Here are the high temperatures from earlier today. You can take a look right there, 100 in San Antonio. It was hot to the south and west, and a few spots, kind of tying those temperatures of 104, like Pearsall, Cotulla, Carrizo Springs, Del Rio, maxed out at 104 earlier today. 100 at Beeville, 100 in George West, and we had a lot of 90s in the Hill Country and 90s out east of I-35. Now the temperatures are slow to cool, but we're still at 90 at this hour, 9:30, right? 9:37 technically on this Sunday night. We have some 80s in the Hill Country, feels nice out across Kerrville. Bernie at 84, 88 in Rock Springs, still 98. That's incredible. It is almost 10 o'clock at night, and we're still at 98 degrees in Del Rio. It is extremely hot out there right now. And you can see some 80s to the south. So it feels like temperatures more humid, not much of a huge difference, but about a 4 to 5 degree spread between our air temperature and then also our heat index. It was mostly clear today. We didn't see much activity, a couple of hit or miss showers east towards Columbus and towards LaGrange, east of Luling and Gonzales. The overnight forecast, we stay quiet tomorrow morning, upper 70s, another warm one. And then by tomorrow afternoon, I think we stop at about 98 in San Antonio. We'll see a little bit more cloud cover, periodically move in through the afternoon. And just like today, a couple of hit or miss showers east towards Columbus, towards Houston, towards LaGrange. And that's about it. Our forecast for tomorrow, very dry, very sunny. A few clouds overhead, high near 98 to 99. Sunrise around 7:01 and sundown around 8:17. So days are gradually getting shorter as we get closer to fall and winter in the next several months. It's still summer though. Summer doesn't officially end until I believe September 22nd is the last day of summer and then the first day of fall. So we still have a long time to go. It is the hottest time of year, and we've actually hit our hottest temperature ever in San Antonio in the month of September back in the year 2000. That's when we reached our hottest temperature ever in San Antonio history. So it just shows you between now and September, it still can be extremely hot, and it doesn't look like anything's going to change. You can see by now through Wednesday, high pressure moves back and forth between El Paso, Louisiana, New Mexico, towards Oklahoma, but it doesn't really weaken. It stays pretty strong across most of the South, from the Southern California coast all the way to Louisiana. We're all underneath the influence of this ridge of high pressure, and just not much is going to change. As long as it's near us, our rain chances stay very low and our high temperatures stay pretty high, and our afternoon highs just stay well above average. Okay, so here's potential tropical cyclone 5. We talked about the tropics, how it's heating up. It's that time of year where it really starts to ramp up in activity in the Atlantic, in the Caribbean, and the Gulf of Mexico. Now, this is still a potential tropical cyclone. In other words, it's a very disorganized area of rain, thunderstorms. It is not organized. It is not named. It's a very broad area of showers and rain. But it's on approach to the Leeward Islands towards the Eastern Caribbean Sea, and that's going to impact some of those islands and communities in the Northeastern Caribbean Sea by Monday and Tuesday. Now, it is expected to strengthen, not rapidly, but over the course of 3 to 4 days, we'll see slight strengthening, becoming Tropical Storm Ernesto, and then the latest forecast from what I've seen, and I'll show you that, calls for a Category 2 hurricane as it moves away from the Caribbean by the end of the week and more towards the Bahamas, but still out over open sea. So again, very broad area of rain and low pressure. It's just showers and thunderstorms. It's not an organized storm yet. Once it does become organized and we have sustained wind speeds over 40 miles an hour, or technically over 39, that's when it will be named. And we think it'll be named as early as Tuesday morning, maybe Monday night at the earliest. But here's the forecast for what will be Ernesto. Kind of skimming over Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, at least east of the DR, I think mostly towards Puerto Rico and the Leeward Islands through Tuesday and Wednesday as a tropical storm. So it will be strong. Winds will be near 45 to 55 miles an hour for the northeastern Caribbean islands. But as it moves back over water, I think north of the Caribbean by Wednesday and Thursday, that's when it'll re-intensify. It'll have open water, no land interaction, and that's what tropical storms and hurricanes need for rapid intensification, really. So you can see by Thursday and Friday it becomes a Category 1, Category 2, but makes a bend to the north. So it doesn't look like it's going to be a threat for the Bahamas or Florida or Cuba. So heads up if you have any, vacation plans out to the Sunshine State or the Bahamas later in the week. It should not pose a problem. Obviously, keep an eye on the forecast. This cone could easily shift a little bit farther to the west or the east, but right now we think high pressure over the Atlantic Ocean is really just going to start to turn and steer this storm farther north towards Bermuda and across the open Atlantic. So it does not look to be a direct threat to the U.S. However, Puerto Rico, the Leeward and Windward Islands, storm surge, heavy rain, things like that through Tuesday and Wednesday. And then heads up for Bermuda if you have any plans to go to Bermuda, probably in that area around next weekend, next Saturday and Sunday, somewhere near Cat 1 to Cat 3 status, because if it's over open water, that's going to mean some quick intensification. And it will be named Ernesto because you can see that is the next name on the list. After that, Francine Gordon, and then Isaac, Joyce, Kirk, Leslie, and on and on and on. And that's a good reminder that between now and September 10th, that is the peak of what we see in tropical storms and hurricanes. June through November, that's technically hurricane season. But the most amount of storms, the majority of hurricanes that form, is between August and September. And when we reach late August, early September, that's when temperatures are the warmest. The water in the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean, has been warming up all summer long. And then you got warm, humid air on top of that, less dust moving across the Atlantic. That typically brings about a lot more storms and hurricanes. So we have to watch the Atlantic very closely for additional development. Right now, it's only that tropical wave that will become Tropical Storm Ernesto. Right now, just to reiterate, no immediate threats to land. It'll move through Puerto Rico and some of the Windward Islands by Tuesday and Wednesday. But right now, it makes a bend to the north, not impacting the Bahamas or Florida, but it will set its eyes on Bermuda by this time next weekend. So something to keep an eye on. Okay, Grace, any chance of storms this week? Grace, no, unfortunately not. You can see the forecast right there, perfect. We're just looking at maybe an isolated shower Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, and then maybe towards, next Tuesday, next Wednesday. If the high pressure can weaken a little bit, that would allow for some room to move in some rain in our direction. So daytime heat plus a little weakness and aloft, that may help produce a couple of rain chances. Maybe Tuesday and Wednesday. Right now, don't bet on it. Slightly better next Tuesday and Wednesday, but nothing too impressive in the forecast. And you can see every day For the next 14, aside from tomorrow and Tuesday, really right around 100 to 103, which is why we've designated weather impact alert days Thursday through Sunday, just because of high temperatures over 101, heat index values between 105 and 110. That's going to create a dangerous setup for any outdoor workers, outdoor plans, and things like that. So we're expecting, obviously, every single day is going to be hot. No surprise there, but the days that are going to be a little hotter than the rest, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Shout out to Harlandale bus driver, Jacob, of course. Terry, any fun on the birthday on Saturday? Perfect. I hope you had a wonderful day and wonderful birthday, guys. Perfect. We will be able to see any meteor showers inside city limits. Now, I think it's the Perseids meteor shower that peaks this time of year. Monica's asking about, will it be visible inside city limits? The best time to see that would be primarily between about 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. just before sunrise. But the best chance to see the meteor shower, which I think peaks about 50 to 100 meteors per hour, is primarily before sunrise. So 5, 6 a.m. and primarily outside of city limits. Can you see that inside San Antonio? Yeah, it's possible, but it's really outside of the light pollution, away from city lights, is where you get the best viewing for the meteor shower, as any meteor shower in general. But the one that's specifically happening tonight through tomorrow, I believe, I forgot about the date, but usually it's outside city limits, away from the light pollution. You get the best viewing for Perseid meteor shower. Okay, you can see this is the forecast, guys. No big surprises. It's going to be hot and humid. Small chance at rain Tuesday. Same thing next Tuesday and Wednesday if the high can just weaken a little bit. Otherwise, it just stays hot and dry, sunny and hot, however you want to phrase it. And with hotter days expected Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, clear skies, barely any rain in the forecast with a lot of heat. Have a wonderful Sunday, guys, and be safe. Be safe this week. And make it a great week. We'll be on Ken's 5 News at 10. It's going to be a little late. 10:30 is when our start time is. But tune in for another update on weather, tropics, rain chances, things like that, and we'll give you the latest on Ken's 5. So have a great week, guys. Be safe and stay cool because this heat is not going anywhere.